Hello everyone. So in this video we are going to use Elixir and Livebook to develop a small app to try out the DALLE-3 OpenAI DALLE-3 text to image API. So right now there's really no way to try a DALLE-3 if you don't have a ChatGPT Plus subscription. So what we'll basically do is develop a better UI over this create image API. So Livebook, it's a notebook application similar to Jupyter in the Python ecosystem, and you can build UIs on top of this. Like you can build UIs using the notebook, and you can even deploy these UIs as applications in and of itself. Yeah, that's what we'll be doing, and let's just get started. I'll just add some dependencies. We'll use the rec HTTP client and a library called Kino, which provides interactive widgets for Livebook. So we'll add these two. We'll just pull these dependencies, and basically what we need to do is we'll have a form which takes the prompt for DALLE-3. So to use a form, so I'll just copy this to get started. So instead of a name and message, what we want is the OpenAI API key. We'll make this a password field so that it's not visible on the screen. So AI API key, and the prompt for DALLE-3. This will be a text area, and this prompt label, and you can call this generate. So if we evaluate this, we'll see the form, and now we need to use, like, whenever the user fills in these fields and then hits generate, we can listen for these for the event that the user has clicked this button. I believe there's an example here. Yeah, so it's just kino.listen, and you get an event. This event looks it's a map that looks like data, and this will have a map, like the data key will have the map with the keys that we specify here. So these will be prompt and an AI key. So we're just destructuring the values that we get. And with this, we should be able to access these values, prompt, and so okay. Maybe I'll use kino.layout Azure grid. I believe this is okay. Yeah. So if I fill out, I'll just fill out some random value for now. But yeah, so there's a space in between here. But yeah, so basically, yeah, we can access the prompt and OpenAI API key whenever the user hits generate. So what needs to happen when they hit generate is that we need to make a post request to the OpenAI API endpoint. We basically need to make this request. I'll just copy this here. Okay. So let me just copy this URL. And the body will be passed there's just a JSON option that you can pass, and this can just be a map. And I'll just type this in. DALLE-3 prompt will of course be just our prompt that we got, and actually has to be 1. So it's for DALLE-3 it has to be 1. Like, you don't have an option to get more than one image at a time. And size. For now, I'm just going to hardcode this to 1024 by 1024. So that should, and of course, we also need to pass our OpenAI API key, which will be passed using the auth option. So this is a bearer token, and just format this. Okay, so this will make the request, which would give us a response that looks like this. So let's save this in a variable called response and pattern match on this. So in the OK case, maybe I should. Yeah, I guess like this is actually the response. And this could be a, for now I'm just going to assume that this is a 200 response and that we're getting the correct thing. And in the error case, I'm just going to return nil for now. I guess like we don't want to stop listening, so I assume returning nil here is the right call. Anyway, let's look into that later, and let's just go forward with the happy path for now. So response, if we look at response dot body, actually let's just IO inspect response dot body. It's an auto format, which is yeah. Okay. So I'm just going to pull in my OpenAI key. Let's just say squirrel. Should be making the request, and should probably add like some logs or add something here. I also need to reevaluate this. Okay, so we actually did get a response. It just took a long time. And as we expected, we got like map with the data key, and it's a list. It will always have one element because n is always 1. So what we can do now is response.body. Basically what we are getting is the data, and we're getting the first image. So we're getting the data and then getting the first one. So this is basically image is now like this map, and we want the image URL. Once we get this URL, what we want to do is, of course, we basically want to display this image in this output cell. So what we're going to do is we're going to get the image contents. Going to do a get, and maybe I'll just call use get bang, so that if it fails, we just throw. So we're going to open this image URL, and we are going to create a Kino image from these image contents. One important thing is that we get the body of this. So this will be the response, and we're getting the body of this. Yeah, so there's probably be more error handling around this, but let's just roll with that for now. To display this image, we need a frame. So Kino.frame.new. A frame is basically how you show outputs. So similar to how we used like a form to show this, we need like a container to show the outputs. And I believe I don't really need to pass any options. And if I show frame here now, this should. Oh yeah. So this is the output frame. Maybe frame should be after form. And what we want to do is basically a Kino.frame append. We are going to append to frame this image. I believe that should work. Okay, I think it also needs a format. No, this is the input. Okay, so I believe I can just pass png here. Great. Yeah. So yeah, basically that's like the basic functionality of the app. We can look into also adding an input for the size. So basically what we want, the size input supports like these 3 possible values. So we can just add a drop down. It still doesn't work. Okay, so basically we want this to also be an input. So size. Nope. Still no response from OpenAI. This will be dot input dot drop select size, maybe image size, and options I believe needs to be like a, so yeah, it needs to be a list of tuples, and list of tuples with like key value pairs. To generate those key value pairs, what I'm going to do is, I mean, it's only 3 values, so it should not be. We could even hard code these, but let's just actually do this properly. I'm going to make both the make these strings both the key and the value. So just going to do an enum map. I think that should work. And I reevaluated this, which would stop the generation as well. Just reformatted that, and I'll need to get my OpenAI key again. So now let's use this format, which should be wider than it is taller. So let's see if that works. Okay, while they were waiting for this, I guess I'll just look into Livebook secrets. I know there's something that was added there. Yeah, so there's some secret management stuff here. Okay, so if I use LB underscore, then I believe it should automatically work. So this won't even, okay, this still hasn't responded, which makes me wonder if I broke something. Okay, anyway, let's remove this OpenAI API key field. And instead what we're going to do is OpenAI API key is going to be a system.fetch and LB API key. Okay. So going to copy this here. And we can remove this now. So yeah, that should, I believe, work. This just grabs it from the top level variable instead now. Okay, let's try it. And hopefully things are still working. But it does make me wonder if I broke something. Yeah. Maybe I add a log here. So there's like two HTTP requests happening, and I want to see if at least this. Like maybe it's the second request that takes long or something. I don't know. Let's just see response. So it is. It's still working. It's just really slow for some reason. Like I guess OpenAI is just returning responses really slowly. And let's try. Let's say rat. Not the most creative prompts, but yeah, it'll do for now. So yeah, I think earlier I did not show that the images would get appended to this frame. So yeah, the images that you have generated so far, they just stay here. Yeah, I guess that's it for this video. I think maybe in a later video I will show how to turn this into an application that you can deploy. But yeah, that's it for this video. Hope that was useful.